This stream is nothing. As in, I'm not asking you for money. I'm not promoting a new product. Anything like that. It's just a place. A place for me to meditate in and to be in for however long I'm going to stream. Super chill. I thought I'd just do this more for me on this Sun, Venus, and Gemini day. And for all of you who are willing to just chill and go through this and think about the Gemini part of your chart and to celebrate it. And celebrate, in a sense, a rebirth in this area with Sun and Venus together today. And that is my intention. I have a date or two in my brain, actually. I was feeling the last couple hours. It had to do with the past. That was resonating with me today. Another Venus Sun moment or that happened years ago that I will talk about. But really, this is just a free-flowing stream for about an hour and 20 minutes maybe. So I don't expect that many people here on this one. I will acknowledge you in chat though. And if you know where the Gemini part of your chart is, you know where that is, you can put your intention there on this Sun-Venus moment where Venus disappears into the Sun basically, and the Sun blasts Venus to its purity, to its core. And it's a fundamental moment in the Venus cycle. Outer conjunctions that happen, and Venus's cycle in general is just huge. We go back to the Venus retrograde last year, and the moment we had on the other side of the Sun, where it was retrograde, and here we are on the other side, where Venus is pretty much disappearing to the Sun and has been. Getting ready. Getting ready to show up in the evening sky here in July. But I want to say hi to the House of Twigs in chat. Mila, good to see you in chat. James Sanders, welcome to this chill stream. Will I even show my face today? I don't even know. I probably will, but it's more about this. Get love, give, live, says in chat, mi amor. I'm taking all this energy, and by the July 4th, I'll be exposing myself. Well, that's a statement. But yeah, I feel you. I know the timing of why you're saying that. So, that's what's up. I might speak a poem or two, or charm away. Isha in chat says, I love to be on the beach today. That's the vibe. Yeah, you know what? I wish I could have that too, honestly. Because the last 48 hours have been fascinating. From the time I did my stream my incoherence stream there that was letting loose and just letting things be Gemini. But if you caught what I was doing, certain things, you would see what I was doing. That's a total Gemini statement I just said. But more than that, I've had conversations and I've seen things online. It's just been like full Gemini experience where people are saying things, launching things, announcing things. It's interesting. Would you announce something during a balsamic moon phase, but it seems not to matter, on a Mercury-Jupiter day and a Venus-Sun day? And considering that we're in a balsamic moon phase, typically you would think you would do stuff at the new moon on Thursday or several days after when the crescent moon shows up in the sky. But nope, it hasn't been that way. There's been a lot of movement here the last 48 hours, and I was expecting this actually. Again, just a lot of intense, quick proclamations and reactions. And saying this, moon is still in Aries, or Mars is still in Aries. Okay? Right now, as I started the stream, or we're not there yet, at 4:50, we're there. We have a moon, Uranus conjunction happening right now as I do the stream. So the electricity's around, along with the meditative space that Sun and Venus can be, and that is my intention today. Brit 2.0, welcome in chat, says unveiling illusions of my life. I appreciate the illusions. I appreciate your illusions. Messages come through the illusions. I speak to you in dreams, your daydreams, and the illusions. It is dope, Canada Dry, it is. And through sound, through my voice, through what you see on the screen or what I might put up later, we get to move in and out of illusionary place, which becomes reality. I think of purity in a day like today with Venus and the Sun. But sometimes we need to be tricked into the purity, into the clarity, through the dreams and illusions. Sometimes we walk in different temples. Today it's a Venus temple, other days it's like a Hygeia temple. And they speak to us in different things. Like for instance, right now, Hygeia is showing up. I've been crushing an audiobook the last 2 days, Hygeia says. It's been so good. Just walking around the hood, listening to the story. Flowers being all sexy and alluring. I like Hygeia's life right now. But I feel a mix of Venus in a water place with that statement too. Coming through this Venus and Gemini placement. You so fine, girl. Actually, every single one of you. You're one of the people holding the cup on the screen. You're holding it with me. And I just want to look at you and say, I love the shadow part of you. I love the light part of you. The darkness, definitely. All the sides of you, as you look into my eyes and I look into your eyes, or you hear my voice and I hear your voice, your chat comments, look across from each other. Appreciate you. For right now, we, everything else doesn't matter except our parts, our place, you and I. In this space, it's all love. In this place, you get to see me, Gemini, standing still. In the heart of my temple. You know, Hermes does have a temple. And here you are appreciated and seen and welcomed. Here we are one. Here we let go and accept everything. Here, when doubt arrives, when shadow arrives, we say yes. Here, when light arrives, we say yes. So we can move through Take it from a person who has wings on his feet, moving through, mutating, soaring high, falling deep. Accepting in the moment where one is. In my temple. In this place. There's some pomegranates on the table that I acquired every time, I seem to harvest these things. I seem to come into contact with pomegranates on one of my daily journeys across the rivers into that dark place. On the way there and on the way back, I usually run into somebody. Literally run into them. I mean, that's the Hermes life, if you don't know that already. This situation, I would say, I would call it this area. The only way I can explain this to you right now is like this. Lovely, lovely Hecate of the roads and of the crossroads I invoke. In heaven, on earth, then in the sea saffron cloaked. Tomb spirit reveling in the souls of the dead. Daughter of Perses, haunting deserted places, delighting in deer, nocturnal, dog-loving, monstrous queen, devouring wild beasts, ungirt and repulsive, herder of bulls, queen and mistress of the whole world, leader, nymph, mountain roaming, nurturer of youth. Maiden, I beseech you to come to these holy rites, ever with joyous heart, ever favoring the ox herd. That's who I run into back and forth. I'm not so lonely when I run into this fellow entity, because I am not alone then, the only one knowing the way down and the way up. It was only fitting that this place today, along with Sun Venus, that I ran into this situation. And I been here many times before. in awe and wonder each time. Ah, yes, it's good to see you, Hecate. It must be a balsamic moon. On this day of a Sun-Venus death and rebirth, on this day during a balsamic moon of letting go of everything in the wastes and embracing the space before renewal, a death in another sense, a day when Mercury and Jupiter have their own convergence, ruling it all. After my encounter with the triple goddess, I felt aligned. I told myself I must do a live stream. I must transmit this message, what I am feeling. That the multi-facetedness of myself, of you, is to be celebrated. The Gemini part of your chart to be celebrated. The 100% wholehearted openness and acceptance of everything about the Gemini part of your chart is to be honored, valued, and celebrated. That was my flash today. My flash in between places. And I propelled myself right here to this place. And I've transmitted this temple to you. In the chat, mention the house that your Gemini falls in, and we will honor it. We will see it, appreciate it, confirm it. Steffi King says in chat, 11th house, Gemini, Sun, and Mercury. Hip hip hooray. Cheers to you, 11th house, Gemini, Sun, Mercury. We are here as your supporters and patrons of your wishes and hopes and dreams. 100% here there, Stephanie. Darlene says 8th house. What multifaceted insights you must have into the shadow world. In the idle places, the messages you must transmit must be amazing. James says 3rd house. It must be sparkling in your surroundings. I can only imagine in your place or right around your house and in your neighborhood the accessibility to things and how you flow in those areas. how you speak through those areas. You must be an amazing neighbor to have. Isha says in the 10th is their Gemini. We see the stage that you are standing upon today. The different ways to maneuver this world, the authority that you hold in that area, and how we celebrate that and honor the knowledge that you carry and our willingness to share it with us. And we reciprocate towards you, saying thank you for your expertise. Helena, 12th house. I can only imagine what you do with the wings on your feet there with others, helping them through their afflictions, what they look at as misfortunes, and how you turn that and show them the other side. We honor that. Danny says, hi, 2nd house Gemini. Let me confirm something here. I see how you value the word and knowledge, Danny. May this upcoming year expand your resources and the knowledge that moves through and the bounty that is harvested in this place. I know you will disseminate. Thank you for showing us what self-worth means, the true wealth of it all. Angela says 7th house. Has anyone ever said to you that they have felt free and open around you? Because that is the way I feel and see when I look at your 7th house. That I am welcomed as a cohort, as a partner in our exploration. And for that, I honor you. Earth Stara. Interesting, we have a different view of here of a 1st to 2nd house cusp. Are you a Gemini rising? You a Taurus rising with it moving into the 2nd? I see the diamonds in your eyes. Moving from a 1st to a 2nd, taking our will that you show and the example that you show of your will into the world, rising out into the world to put it into form, to form value. That alchemical process from 1st to 2nd, you do so well. We celebrate you. I mean, we all celebrate you, and we celebrate me. And I celebrate every single one of you today. And I know that's not just the only part of you, but we'll focus on the sweet spot today, the sparkly part, the centering place today. Yeah. The place where things converge. The pillars that intertwine and make us who we are. Green is the heart chakra. Green is Venus. Earlier, I mentioned a date. The date that moved through me today was June of 2012. Do you remember where you were? Anyone joining right now, welcome to this chill place where we're celebrating Gemini and the Gemini part of your chart. Welcome Aesthetic Delta, jumping in. Anybody else I didn't see? What came through me today, it wasn't just today, it was 2012. ¿Por qué? Why? Venus was retrograde, and I remember this because in 2012, Memorial Day weekend, I was at the United Astrology Conference in New Orleans, NOLA. And I remembered what happened to me there, but one of the underlying premises was I felt disconnected. Didn't feel like I was socializing the way I usually do at a conference. And mind you, that was a lot younger, but there was a disconnect. Luckily, I knew New Orleans enough from my past that I had my places to disappear off to. I had a bike, and it was interesting. In June of that year, if you remember this, we were able to see Venus go in front of the sun if you didn't have clouds, and you had to wear eclipse glasses to do this. And it was like a black dot on the sun. And this isn't good. We're not going to, I don't be able to do that particular thing in our lifetimes again. But I remembered that time. And I remember too, you see on this screen, that on June 4th that year, that Jupiter was at 28 degrees, about to make its ingress into Gemini. There it did. And I remember this because it was really close to my birthday when this happened, and where I was and how disconnected I felt socially. Me with the wings, me with the Mercury, me with the Venus and the Sun. Is this the place I'm supposed to be? Is this, I should be flourishing right now. But even a Gemini, if you don't believe this or not, and I've said this before, we walk alone. Even though you see us in the crowds, at the same time, we are walking alone because of the gifts that we carry and what we do as a sign ruled by Hermes. It's a duality life in the crowds and with all of you, and at the same time, you could feel utterly alone in it because you're still separated. Because in moments, the messages and the way of being Gemini separates you at the same time of being together. Because half of you is still in some other place. The place where things come from. Where the messages start. The purity place. So I remember this time, and I thought about what has happened since then. And we had another Sun-Venus conjunction in Gemini that happened. We do with 8-year increments here and a halfway between points. 2016 possibly. I don't want to go through charts today. I just throw this out at you. What was happening in 2012 to you? When Jupiter entered Gemini, this Venus was retrograde in Gemini, going into the sun, and eclipses, south node eclipses were happening in Gemini. I'm telling you, there's a place for you there, and you should celebrate this now. Venus in Gemini has been a central focal point in the Venus cycle here since around that time and right before, from 2008 to 2012 to the 16th to now. This summertime, this place, my darkness and my something set me off on a path to where I am today. This place. I see in chat that you're remembering 2012. The last time Jupiter was in Gemini with Venus retrograde and the Sun. Eclipse story for a year and a half. There was a death moment, a reality moment, a rebirth moment, just as there is today, just on the other side of things. It was right around June 5th. And it was right around June 5th. 2012. Might not be exact here the way I have it. And here's today. 14 degrees. That was then. 14, 15 degrees. Jupiter wasn't quite in that at that point, but it was there. But you see what I was thinking about. Cosmic supermarket comes to us from the future to say, good morning, Geminis. And we come from you and say, welcome to the temple, cosmic supermarket. We honor the Gemini part of your chart here. I'm seeing a lot of pregnant comments in the chart when referencing back then, which is wild. Lower chakra stuff in this chat. Interesting, Darlene. I'm reading what you said, June of 2012. I don't know, we all try to make sense of it all. Like, we use astrology or other tools to make sense of our world, to find meaning, right? I do it constantly, and then I have to catch myself and say yes and accept the fact and go in with full vibrancy that I don't know anything. I don't know anything. And I like it that I don't know anything. And the times when I've connected in a different way, and I know it seems the one thing which is everything, I appreciate it. For me, if I could stay in the place of knowing and not knowing, and leaving judgment behind, and accepting all sides, moving between those sides as a reality, I feel relaxed. I had that moment today where the challenges and the computations and the charts and the ephemeris and the books and my upcoming sessions and everything just disappeared. And I felt strongly towards letting go what I know to this point. Can I do that? Can I actually do that? Can I let it go? All of it? What I know to this point? And I did. I did. I am. I'm here. And what a relief it is. What a relief it was. What a relief it will be. Because I was like, oh, I don't have to know anything. I don't have to prove anything. I don't have to prove how much I know. Everything that's happened, everything that I've acquired knowledge-wise, I'm supposed to do something with it, right? No, I don't have to. Matter of fact, it doesn't even matter. At least for a moment, to completely wipe myself off, that part of me off away. Is it a reset? It doesn't matter. I don't know what it is. It's enough to where I just felt that's what I felt. I felt alive. And right now, I feel alive. And I hope today on this stream, for whatever I've done with a little bit of planning, that and a little bit of a Canva construction and what you saw here thumbnail wise, green and red frequency, the celebration of where the Gemini part of your chart is, that for this, live or you're watching later, that we are in a place of love. Feels good, doesn't it? Sat here in the kitchen and like, I'm going to go live. I'm going to say this. Pretty simple. All of it leads to that place. Venus, Sun, in the Sun are today. Like, oh, it's Aphrodite in the heart of it all. What's the heart of it all? I proclaim that it's love. And we should celebrate that. Through the signals, through the airwaves, through the ones and zeros, with agility and flexibility, with open inquisitiveness, and to let that go. But to be nimble enough to come back and forth. Fluent in this vibration, but done eloquently. From all sides. see fruit bats. In a hot city summer, late at night, the fruit bats were above me. And I felt fear. And all in one moment, I felt home. In the night, with the bats around me. And I was young and alone in the night. The place and the feeling has reoccurred over and repeatedly in my life. From bats to crows to the owls. And I tried to shut it away. And not look to the sky. And then the snakes would come into my bed and speak to me at night. And I was scared. I resisted. At times, the times I felt most free in my illusion has been at night. My most gifted in the dark. My most realized in the shadow. It took me a while to figure it out. And the gradual moving in and out from fear to happiness was my dance with the dark. And now the crows fly with me. And the bats sing. And the owls guide me. And the solutions and the concoctions and the medicine the snakes show me. And I am proud of my wings. This way of life. And when the wind blows, the spring wind, the summer winds, the fall fallings, and the winter blowing, I'm home in the in-between place. From light to dark, dark to light. Magic. This temple, this place, is everything and nothing. Knowing, not knowing. Nearby and far away. And the one constant holding it all together is the beating of my heart. So thank you for sharing this experience with me in this heart of the sun, my temple. And I'm so glad you were able to be here and we can see and acknowledge and appreciate and celebrate the Gemini part of your chart. The story of the dark that I just told you is 100% true. It's the truth. That is who I am, and that is where I come from. As we leave the stream here, now, tomorrow, in the balsamic phase that we're in, into the new moon on Thursday, all the way to next week when Mercury squares Saturn, and days after when Mercury in Gemini will be conjunct the Sun. I want you to feel and think about that Gemini part of your chart, the duality, the different sides. But at the center, your truth. Look at it, put it together, take it apart, put it back together, Step away, step in, step out. Play with it. Look at it. Be in it. It will help you in the next year in the Gemini part of your chart. But for right now, we love it and honor it and celebrate it. As our paths cross here, we see how we flow and are intertwined with each other. So, let's raise a glass and drink from the cup. This purity place. This perfect, sweet place. And honor each other. It's time for me to go. I got places to see, skies to fly, and people to shepherd. I'll see you the next go around. Don't know when I'm coming into town. That's the life I lead. See you soon.